a second.
Knockouts and 3 counts starts now.
Ooh, what up? No, it is another Tuesday here in the Motor City, and this is Knockouts and 3 Counts. We got some bare knuckle action to talk at you tonight. We got the return of our guy, Joe Hitman 187 Elmore, before he goes into what I think might be one of the biggest fights of his career against Mike the Marine Richman. I mean, I've been following this dude since Bellator, so this is going to be a fun fight as far as I'm concerned. Joe, how the hell are you?
Man, excellent. Enjoying this day of rest and then back to my 12-hour days for the next 3 days in Athens and getting in camp, getting things done, and doing what I got to do for this big fight, boy.
Man, this dude is still hitting them 12 boys on right before we're getting to a fight, man. Talk about hard work. Not only having to do the camp, but you putting in them 12s. Good Lord.
Yeah, man, I'm an early bird. Like I said, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm up by 5:30. I'm at Dunkin' Donuts getting a black coffee, taking my dogs to get a pup cup. They're the only ones eating sugar right now. But yeah, I'm up, man. I'm up running. I like to go stay out in the middle of Athens, Georgia with Ace. We got a full UFC cage, which is about the exact size as the circle, squared circle, and those cables in there. It's not like a ring, so it's a lot better to train in the cage for BKFC than it is that. Plus, I got some good boxers up in Seneca. They came down and trained with us. I'm actually going to stay in an Airbnb out there and go to a boxing camp with them for a little bit. And yeah, man, just getting ready. So I came home today, saw my dogs, hugged my wife, took my rest day, got some medicals, do some podcasts, get some therapies, back to body torture and full fight camp for the next 3 weeks. Yeah, train, repeat, eat, sleep,
Big fight feels,
Well, dude, that's one thing I wanted to talk about right off rip. When we were setting everything up and coordinating everything to set this up, you were telling me how locked in you are. You didn't even remember what day of the week it is anymore, bro. Talk to me, about, having a matchup like this, but you're doing it like we talked about and joked about at the top with, you working full time. But, you talk about how locked in you are for this fight, locked in for this camp. Talk to me a little bit about that. What's different with the mindset this time around?
I mean, nothing. Honestly, in the beginning of my career, it's a different era of people now. I know he's gone crazy, but still mad respect. One of my favorites, BJ Penn. I said in the beginning he was one of my favorites because he would fight anybody. I mentioned him earlier. He fought Lyoto Machida at 205. That dude was a little dude. I mean, very similar to me. It doesn't matter if you're a 185 champion like Mike Richman or if you're a 165 champion, if you're the champ Connor Tierney in Europe. I don't care who you are. I like to put on fights and big shows and yeah, so I'm locked in like I'm fighting BJ Penn. I'm locked in like I'm fighting Dan Henderson prime. I'm locked in like I'm fighting Brock Lesnar. This dude is just, I'm a Bellator veteran, got knocked out of the year 2013 in Bellator. He's a Bellator veteran. He was a 185 champion. He's known for his violence. We have two opposite types of personalities, but if you can say anything about us, we're two of the most mentally violent men on this earth. Yeah, man, this is just a special matchup. And it's the kind of thing that motivates me. The difference, I guess, would be just I'm super motivated. I have every opportunity in the world to go in there and knock this man out. And he's a former 185 champion. And that tosses me straight back to, I mean, I'm an entertaining world-class fighter, but that just kind of spits in the face of anybody, whoever said shit. Because, I mean, I still ain't been knocked down. Like he said, he keeps saying I've never been knocked down and he's going to knock me out. I keep telling him to quit threatening me with a good time because you ain't ever seen me get punched in the face without smiling bigger after than I did before. So that we'll see. And if he does drop me, then I like to meet Jesus too. Let's go.
I love it, dude. This guy, if any, that's one thing that we talk about all the time, the pro wrestling element of combat sports. This dude can run his mouth, give him a microphone, put him in a wrestling ring, put him in the Bare Knuckle FC circle. You talked about something that I've seen Mike talk about in the promo for this fight, and the promo and the videos. He was saying something to the effect of like, "Be careful what you wish for. You're getting what you're asking for with this matchup." Talk to me about that. Was this the matchup you wanted, and why Mike Richman?
No. So, honestly, I told somebody earlier. I text David Feldman after not fighting since last year. And I was like, look, man, I got guys that I've lost split decisions to. Connor Tierney, split decision in London. He's the champ over there. Dustin Pegg, split decision in Virginia, basically his hometown. And I'm not saying that I believe I won or didn't lose. It's a close fight, and any fight like that is just an opinion anyway, but they're all champions. I haven't lost to anybody who wasn't a champion or isn't fighting for a title or isn't number one or number two, top 5 in the world. I fought the best. And this is just another chance for me to get in there and fight one of the best and be back. I don't pick easy fights, but I text Dave and I was like, man, I don't want to fight upcoming guys. No offense to them, but I want people that excite me. I want people that half the people believe he's going to murder me. Half the people believe I'm going to murder him. We have the diehard fans, and that's who Mike Richman is. But I said Mike. I said, hey, let me fight Mike. Let me fight Frankie Edgar. Let me fight in Philly, anybody, Knuckle Mania, legendary names, anybody. And I'd said Mike, but I meant Mike Perry because everybody always kids around about me fighting for a king of violence and me being a violent man. Why not fight Mike Perry and prove I'm really fucking nuts and a big guy and a king of violence? And plus, it's a big money fight. I'm just baiting and hooking. And then Dave, 2 weeks later, I think he misunderstood me and was like, so you want to fight Mike Richman? And I'm like, actually, I didn't think of that, but fuck, yeah. Can I? And he goes, hell yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I hit Mike Richman up because I don't want to be no dick rider. And I was like, hey, man, I've sent you messages saying how much I respect you. Thanks for fighting for our country. And I said, no disrespect to you. But whenever they said Mike, I was like, fuck yeah, bro. And I said, honestly, I was like, dude, I think this will be one of the most legendary fights. I respect you for being the man that you are. And that's why I think this is going to be a fight that can put both of us back on the top of the map as one of the best fights in the history of BKFC. And he said, I agree. Let's fuck each other up. And we're both such great men. I respect him, but I'm going to fuck him up. And I'm sure he thinks he's going to fucking knock me out. Excuse my language again, Grandma. I'm getting better at this no cussing thing. And I love the Lord. Look, I'm sitting here with my Bible right now. I've been reading some scripts. Don't think of cussing with you guys. But it's the power of God, man. The difference between an angel and a demon is falling, and I ain't falling, but I got the power of God behind me, and I got the love of my family, the love of my people. Last year was hard. There was a lot of losses, a lot of ups and downs, things we can't control, and no matter what kind of person you are, it's hard sometimes with your famous or broke or nobody or somebody. There's still depression and depression. Hard times are hard times. And fighting for me has always been a way for me to give life. I get to give these interviews. I get to be alive. I get to go to a gym, and instead of being afraid of Mike Richman, people should be scared of him. I'm just fucking crazy. I'm like overjoyed. I'm excited. I'm happy. I have something to live for. And I have my wife and I have God, so I don't need anything. But man, I get to be superhuman. I'm like already lost 10 pounds in the last 2 weeks. I'm fighting up at 176. I'm gonna cut weight. This neck is gonna be just as thick. I mean, yeah, I'm ready, dude. This is my life.
So
I mean, you brought up.
Go ahead, Corey.
I was gonna say you brought up the fact that the Knuckle Mania aspect of this thing. I think that's the perfect placement for a fight like this, man. I mean, you brought it up. You laid the carpet right out. It is potential for fight of the year when you get both of you guys in there. And to be on Knuckle Mania, I think it's just going to be one of them things where they could have put you guys on any card. You could have main evented anywhere. I'm sure fans would have loved it. But to be in that spot on that card, it's like, the accumulation of it all really adds up.
I call it God's plan. I'm spiritual, not religious, but
yeah,
I wanted this fight. They were going to give me earlier during the year. They offered me a rematch against the guy that I beat here that they gave the decision to. He wound up losing to Chris Lytle's guy up in Indiana. And I was thinking to myself, and at the time, that was part of the thing that bothered me. I like 2 fights. I had a big fight I was supposed to fight on a card with Sugar Shane Mosley over for Right to Fight in London. It was a big payday, big money. I flew out to California, did London. I'm friends with Victor Ortiz now, Vicious Victor, good friend. Like I said, God had different plans. He's offered to let me come to California to his fight camp for this. I don't know if I'm going to go out there and stay with him and then fly from there to there, or if I'm going to continue to camp here with the Warrior God. I got a lot of options. But anyway, God planned that for me. And I was wanting like this sadness for this, like, oh man, another fight gone and another fight gone. But I got healthy, got my life together. Get away, boys. Get out. I got my life together. I've been able to spend time with my family. I got through Christmas. I didn't have to fight in that tiny ring in the Mohegan Sun. No offense to it. Every BKFC fight is a great fight because it builds its organization. It's exciting. Little ring, big ring, Mohegan Sun, they're all as important. But man, there's Knuckle Mania is the epitome of every fight on the card being a main event. The undercard is a main card at some of these littler cards that we have during the year to fill these spots on the BKFC app just to keep things busy, new prospect stuff. But man, I've got Andre Arlovsky, a guy I was watching in my living room viciously tear people apart. Fighting is a main event on a card that I'm going to be possibly fight of the night. I might have guys that are legends not be able to beat me out of fight of the night. I get to go in there and I'm not competing with him. I'm standing next to somebody that I do this sport because of men like that. I do this sport because of Dan Henderson's. I do this sport because of Arlovsky's. I do this sport because of great comebacks like Czech, Comago, and Daly. And I do this for moments like that when you can see things that you didn't think would happen and you get to amaze people. I live for those the Forrest Griffin, Stephan Bonner fights. And again, it's just that's what this is. And the opportunity, the fact that Connor's going to be there. People are going to watch that don't know who I am, that know who Connor is, and they're going to get to see me go, holy fuck, how do I not know who this guy is? And I'm confident enough to know that everything I'm putting myself through right now, this torture and everything I'm doing is leading to another possible greatest moment of human history, and especially in my life. And I'm just grateful I get to even have that opportunity.
Hell, man, you love to hear that, and that would Corey led into something I was already going to ask about, just it being on a stage like that with Knuckle Mania. And speaking of all the people watching, we got about 200 of y'all in here right now. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, retweet button, whatever platform it is you guys are watching on here.
Like,
make sure you do
share, baby.
You heard the man; he already knows the deal. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. But dude, getting the fight on a card like this with all the other fights that are on there, you got to tell me, how do you think Arlovsky is going to fare bare knuckle as he goes to war with Big Ben Rothwell for that heavyweight strap?
I don't know, man. I can't speak on it. I just hope he's moving faster than he was when he got in the fight with those streamers at the Jake Paul fight. He looked like he's a little slow in that fight. But no, he's a legend. I'm clowning. I don't want to.
I was gonna ask what you thought about that shit because he was
moving a little slow, but he might have been drinking too. He was heavy. He was probably drinking. He was a little heavy. So I mean, and you know, you never know what that was and how that was. But yeah, no, I think that. I think he in this, because of the size, the power, and what type of fight it is. I'm giving it to Vader. I'm giving it to Rothwell. But Arlovsky's got ungodly power, and the last thing to go is power. And when you have that natural one-touch death punch, it could go any way, man. It's heavyweights. To be honest,
yeah, dude. He sent that guy's head in the third row when he fought in dirty boxing last. So, I mean, it's sure that he's still got power. I mean, at least with the fight with the streamers, he definitely at least like sent them all flying because like my man was dipped.
Clowning. That shit was funny. I was like, I cannot believe Jack Doherty's security was stupid. They had no idea what they were doing.
Can you imagine you're just like walking through a crowd and you go to pick a fight with some dude, and
of all motherfuckers you pick a fight with,
it's fucking Andre Arlovsky. Yeah, that's a wild move, man.
Yeah, you won the FAFO lottery.
For real though. And then what's crazy is I commented on, maybe it was MMA Junkie, I can't remember. It was one of the big outlets had like the video of it after the fight, right? And so I commented on it, and this guy goes, oh, he's running away scared. I said, running away scared? I said
in
he
the elevator.
he threw,
Gets charges.
Nah.
right. I said he threw 2 punches and a kick, and them dudes flew like they fucking got put on Air Arlovsky out in this bitch. And you're talking about they're scared. I'm like, bro, if he gets
That's called creating a legal defense. That's all that is.
Yeah. He's like, follow
I was
me.
backing up.
Hey,
They
well,
charged
could you
me,
imagine if they
and
would
I
have followed him
dotted
in the
them.
elevator? He'd have just pulled him in and had this be stuck for 3 floors in the elevator.
dog.
That's
Not
the
to
video I
mention
went
the
on
big
to see.
security guy that's over there. Not to mention the big security guy that's over there is pulling Andre into the fucking elevator and shit. So it's not like he's gonna go run. They're the ones trying to walk back, and their security guy's like, "Bro, you're about to get fucked up." Hey, you got to tell me, since we're talking about that night, what are your thoughts on how that Jake Paul shit played out, man?
Man, I don't know. His jaw's broke. He made a bunch of money, and if I could swap places, I can't remember what podcast it was. Former UFC fighter, he races the trucks. Oh my God, I don't want to steal a quote from him. I can't remember his name.
This.
I can't remember his name right now. Got dark hair, but he was like, he said, dude, people keep saying Jake Paul's tough. He's like, bro, you can have my left nut and you can break my jaw in 4 places for $64 million, bro. You can both kick me in the nuts on America's Got Talent and I'll smile while y'all do it, and we'll split 64 million. The 3 of us will WWE old hardcore mankind my ball sack for $64 million.
He said, "Oh, mankind my ball sack." Clip that shit.
Fucking 2x4. I'm not having kids anyway. Y'all can just save me the surgery money too. Fucking
Mickey in the comments, one of my trading partners, he said, "I'm trying to get that next Jake."
yeah. Hey, I want that red penny Conor McGregor night. I'm trying to fight with Mike Richman and get him to come out and love it so much he doubles our purse like he did Tony Loco Soto. We got that kind of energy coming. Let's go.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. Make that money right quick.
Jerry Maguire, I'm gonna tattoo that shit on my heart. Show me the money.
Well, okay, so here's one for you, dude. So one time we were on a plane, Corey knows this story. One time we was on a plane in San Diego, and whether it be the little kid from Christmas Story or Jerry Maguire, dude, I used to get motherfuckers, you know who you look like? And they used to fucking poke pick. I fucking the whole plane stopped, including the pilot, to shake my hand because they all thought I was the fucking kid from Jerry Maguire. My mom was fucking traumatized. I said, "I bet you ain't never gonna make fun of me for that shit again or make that shit." But dude, her fucking face was about as red as this damn hoodie I got on right now, dude. But you gotta love it. But dude, y'all literally got, like you said, this is a banger of a card. Like looking down the card right now, not only do you got Arlovsky in them, you've got
water, no alcohol.
Tony Loco Soto on this joint too. So when you look down,
Harrison Aiken, it's all kinds of cards stacking up here, man.
What do you think if you had to pick one out? Do you got a sleeper fight on there?
I mean, Tony Loco Soto's always a great fight. I think Harrison's coming back. He's been training out in New Mexico, and he's dropped down to 175, still carrying the same power. I think, well, listen, the hard thing about this is I love and support all these fighters, and sometimes the most unknown have the biggest potential to have the best fight of the night. So I'm going to go out there, stay focused on my fight, and try to put on the most. I'm going to make it so fucking hard for anybody else on this card to be remembered that we're all going to be remembered. And I hope they fight that same way. So whenever they fight, they're going to be fight of the night. The next one, fight of the night. And then it builds up and it's, oh my God, no, that's fight of the night. By the time it gets to me, it's fucking fight the whole card. And that's how I want this thing to be, and I think it will be, man. You can't go wrong with any of these fights. Jade's tough. They've got a good girl fight on it. They got 2 heavyweights, a UFC legend that's already been beat twice that wants to keep it 3-0. I mean, there's just so many different styles of fight. You got guys from Philly protecting their hometown, like Jesus there watching them. Those are going to be good fights. Kane Tomlinson's son, there's some real beef going with him. Pat Sullivan's a bitch. Hashtag for my boys. I think that the Tomlinsons are all demons and finna put on a good show. Yeah, man, it's just a lot of new exciting fighters too that I can't wait to see. I like some of the guys I don't know. They always surprise me because I ain't seen shit from them, so they gotta surprise me.
So it's a line. It's a line I use all the time. Me and Kyle both are partners in crime and calling local fights, and we get to be on the mic for a lot of these, regional debuts and stuff like that on the amateur scene. And I mentioned that same line. When you get these 0-0 guys and these debut guys, you really have no clue what they're going to bring to the plate. They might have been in the gym for 12 years rounding their skills, and you just have never seen them on display. So you don't know.
I got a 24-year-old kid, y'all, in my fight camp that's like that now. He's from the Warriors of God boxing. He has not been beat since he's 11 years old. He was 15-0 as an amateur boxer. And he's 2-0 as a pro, 2 knockouts as a pro, both of his fights. Dude, this kid was in there, and I landed. I'm not going to mention, but I dropped a few of my training partners over this last week. And one of my main training partners, I hit him with a shot, and it just bodied him. It's timing. It wasn't me hitting him hard. He had headgear on, but I hit him. He did a 2-step, looked at me, disappeared, looked like he tried to dive through the cage floor. And then I hit that same kid with it. And this kid, I call him kid. He's a 24-year-old grown man. But to me, a kid coming in to help me train, southpaw boxer, world champ, future. I mean, God, he's better than some of the champs I know from WB. I've sparred with a lot of different people. And when this kid fights, I mean, he was in my last post. Y'all go back and see him. I'll go ahead and say the last post before y'all posted the collab. That kid he was good. I hit him with that, like my step crossover, like a left overhand hook. It's like an overhand left, but it's a step hook when I'm from my orthodox. And I step into southpaw and take that angle and shift out like Mike Tyson and wind up around their back with that angle. I hit him, and I hit him with the steps through left as I did, and I came back and hit him with the floating right and came back with that left hook again as I was behind his back, and all of them were blind shots. And I was like, oh, shit. And I mean, it was solid because he was coming in at me, and I timed it perfectly because it's part of what I'm setting up. I know every angle I can, I'm trying to set up knockouts on Mike. But anyway, that kid, instead of dropping, and my training partner previously went dead after that, he went, took his headgear off and went, let's go. And I went, this is what I need. I'm like, it made me excited because I didn't know who this kid was, other than his coach said, hey, I have him. He was going to come in my camp last time, but it didn't work out. But he called Ace. They were going to go down there. It was halfway, 2 hours for me to get to Athens, where I'm at in Georgia, them coming in from Seneca. They got to come in, and I left that building thinking like, wow, this 24-year-old kid, nobody knows who I am. Here I am, this famous bare knuckle savage, and I got this 24-year-old sweethearted, gentle kid in here viciously jabbing my face off, taking punches from me and smiling, giving me work I need so he can maybe one day get the opportunity to not be just this kid with few followers. And yeah, man, you catch guys like that, and I'm telling you, I'm sitting here talking about it now, but watch, a year or 2 years from now, I'm gonna transition this kid out them gloves after what I seen this weekend.
Well, dude, that's something to talk about in and of itself, too. Like, we got to go to our first Bare Knuckle FC fight. They had the first BKFC fight here in Michigan. And we had so many guys even guys that we've called their fights here in MMA, and it's just like they get in that bare knuckle ring, and it's like the light bulb goes off. Like, P-Dot gets in there, drops dude like 3 times in 30 seconds. And we've called his fights in MMA, and it's like, not that he ever did bad in MMA, because the one thing he always had in MMA was his hands. But he got in bare knuckle, and it was just like, ding, everything's going. Or Mike Hernandez.
There's a kid like that from here, Nathan Rivera. You see what everybody's
he fought here in Michigan.
And Nathan was 0-2. He got taken down by wrestlers, and then what's he doing? He's going up there piecing apart everybody, and he's such a gentle, good-souled, great young kid. Yeah. And he almost quit MMA, but he had such great hands. He was trained hard. He didn't almost quit, but he was defeated. You know what I mean? And then now look at him, just potential to be something special, doing the reality show, coming up 5-0, and making fighters that are really good with lots of experience look like they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
He called it the Rivera era, man.
Yeah,
he put on a hell of a performance.
He's got a
when he was here.
lot of potential, y'all. He's gonna. He got a long route ahead of him, and he's a really great kid. Man,
Another thing that left a real big impact on me. You brought up that small BKFC ring. That was a small ring. When we had media passes, so we were there a little bit before the crowd. And my God, we were standing next to that thing, and I'm like,
Walmart with
I
the
feel like if I put
$400 and you see them outside, that reminds me of the Walmart trampoline game.
Yeah,
Damn, they put a spring floor in here. We just,
I was like, damn, I damn near stretched my arms out. I think I could lean from side to, it's like
I got in it because I can't remember what fight it was. I was cornering somebody. Oh God, I can't remember. I've been at so many, but I stood in it and I put my toe on the line. And I went step into the pole. You have like 1.5 good. I know that HD would probably have like one good step back on the cage.
Dude, and then speaking of that, like our boy Esteban Rodriguez that was in the main event, dog, he went in there and carved that dude up. He fought Zach Cavender in there, dude. And like, dude, I mean, that dude, he only knows how to fight one way. He fights going forward. That's it. Yeah. There's no left, no right. From the minute that fight went, it lasted 49 seconds, and it was all forward. Both them dudes beat the shit out of each other. By the time they got out of there, my man looked like he was fighting with Freddy Krueger. That was the wildest shit I've ever seen.
Fight in that small cage, you definitely gonna know if you want to fight bare knuckle after you get out of it. It's a circle, no circling. Yeah, you circling into a punch is what you're circling to.
Yeah, that was it. It left a real impression on me, and I can really understand finally being able to attend an event. I've been a fan of the sport basically since its inception, since BKFC kind of started to, But when I went to that event, finally having one come near enough to me where I could make the trip to it, and I mean, I completely understand why it's reaching those pinnacles. I mean, it's one thing to watch on the app or on TV or on Fubo or whatever, DAZN, whichever way you're taking it in. It's one thing to watch it. You see how, crazy it is. To get that feeling, to get the yells out of you because the emotion's coming out. It's just like, there's something to be said about those events.
And the whole damn card, except for what, 2 fights, was all knockouts. Whole
but it's like that every time.
You don't have that many oohs and ahs, and it doesn't matter if it's 0-0, 0-5, 0-7 versus 10-0. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. It's oohs and ahs, and it's their right to make sure it's safe matchups. But anything can happen. It's bare knuckle. And it really is safer because you're not taking as much brain damage. You got to be careful with your hands. It's jaw knockouts, not brain skull traumatic knockouts. So you have good fights, and we can heal fast. We can get back in there, and we can keep fighting. And now that I've learned more how to protect my hands, I haven't broke my hands, but once, and that was in MMA. And I had really sore hands after Leonard Garcia, but we threw 260 punches to each other's skull, dude. That was like, ding, ding, ding. I don't think my hands ever stopped moving in that fight. And man, it's just like I said, I get more energetic when I'm there with my corners than I even do fighting it. Being there and being a part of it, even though I'm a part of it.
How many times have I told you that?
How
many fucking times over the years have I told you?
I came corner and Ace y'all, and I had like an adrenaline flu for a week, but I was just like chest sweating, just there. And when you're in the corner of it,
I could only imagine.
You're there giving the energy to your guy, and you're getting to see it, but you're watching, calculating. So you see every crack and every
watch.
sound. Yeah, the sound and the blood splattering in your face. And I got home and I told my wife, I'm like, damn, that was harder than fighting.
Dude, I've said that so many fucking times over the years. It's insane. Well, that leads into something I wanted to ask you based on something you said earlier. You talked about talking to Dave Feldman and how you told him that you only wanted to fight like the biggest, baddest, and toughest. Number one, completely respectable. But when you go through what you mentioned, how you had close decisions, you've had nothing but close fights. You had some that didn't go out on your side. How do you keep getting yourself up for fighting these top echelon guys?
Ain't nobody ever whooped my motherfucking ass. Never.
Yes, sir.
I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers on this planet. I ain't got no ego. I'm willing to learn. I'll go back and I'll criticize me more than any troll ass bitch if you motherfucker can on this internet. I'm a bad man. I'm a black belt. I've been training 21 years. I trained with Dan Gable, Dave Zaleski. I grew up around guys, Jerry Lawler, and I grew up in Memphis. Yeah, y'all remember the silver dollar, the coin toss, heads or tails? I'll slam you on your fucking head or your tails based on what everybody would ask me. I grew up tough around men. I mean, God, I went to church with the man that handed out flyers. He was that type of country. He was a farmer. He had a cotton gin farm, and shake hands and give you a flyer. He was like, oh man, shakes. I grew up around men who shook hands, who had you got your word and your nuts. And I grew up fighting. Most of my friends in the country, I mean, we had a Budweiser factory and a cornfield, and we usually carried a keg to the cornfield, and there was nothing to do but dance, fish, fighting, fishing, and freaking, you know what I'm saying? And the pregnancy rate was too high in that town, and I didn't want kids, so I was fishing and fighting a lot more than I was giving a fuck about the other. You know what I mean? I had things I had to do. And I always knew I was going to be a ninja, a karate champion, a wrestler. I mean, everything I did was an individual combat sport that I ever loved. And I never fought anybody that I didn't like more after I fought them than before. And, yeah, man, it's just always been a part of me. And I don't, like I said, I don't know what I would do without being a part of it. And even when I'm done, just having fighters, the kids coming up, there's nothing else I'd rather do, and I'm made for it.
Corey, did you peep how he said he's going to hit him with a pile driver?
Tops or bottoms, yeah.
That's what I heard. I heard he's going to try to hit him with
I gotta get some help.
Pile driver.
So I need some help. I need somebody with a city Mack truck to come do a video with me, and I'm gonna get him to run over my face because Mike said I ain't never been nothing hit as hard. So I'm gonna do my Joe So Tough. He got hit by a Mack truck, and when I get done, I'm gonna have polished teeth, and I'm gonna show him I've been hit by a lot harder than him.
Hell yeah, man!
Hit me in the face with a chair, break a couple light bulbs on my face. Tell Cody Rhodes come kick me in the face. I know y'all got his number. Y'all tell him to come do some skits.
Hey man, he just dropped the belt the other day, bro. Cody Rhodes lost his belt, but I just seen him here in Detroit with our guy Darren McCarty from the Red Wings. You want a guy who could throw hands? There you go. Get old D-Mac to come in there and come throw some hands right quick. You know, I tried
a training partner.
Dog, I asked him when we went to the WWE show, the holiday show that was here right before New Year's. I go, hey, bro, so now they got this BKFC on ice shit. That's got you all over it. I was like, bro, you just got to go in there and just wreck shop on these motherfuckers.
Yeah, imagine if they bring back.
One of my first favorite sports is it wasn't really big in the South, but my favorite first sport other than wrestling was hockey. Why? Because if you get pissed off and you disrespect me, bitch, we can drop our sticks and fight.
Bring
you can't do that center field. I couldn't wait for a pitcher to hit me in baseball training, y'all. I was like, hell yeah, throw that bat down. And
he was like slugfest, bro. He said, run into the
I'm trying to play hockey ball. I ain't trying to play none of that shit. So, yeah, man, it was wild that came up because I'm like, dude, hockey was one of the only real bare knuckle sports. You know, it was boxing, and they didn't even like UFC because the little gloves. And now you got bare knuckle and bare knuckle on ice. Come on, dude.
And that's why I laughed. Darren's like, no, I ain't doing it. I was like, bro, you would kill people in that. Because, dude, they just had the Red Wings alumni game like 2 weeks ago, and he beat the shit out of some guy in the alumni game.
Make hockey great again. I love hockey, dude. If you had bare knuckle fights in the intermission of every hockey league, Bo.
You know, and the craziest thing for me, like being a guy like you who's trained for a long time, was when they started bringing the hockey kids into the gym to train with us and shit, and they're teaching them how to dirty box with the jerseys. Like I'm like, is this a real fucking thing? Like I never thought that I'd ever like see that in my lifetime, but it made so much sense.
We used to do tire boxing like that. And we would be in there and we would like do MMA and we would practice and stuff. Cause see, like I grew up watching Pride and It was all underground. You had to get tapes from Japan and stuff. It wasn't on Spike TV, and it wasn't on like this when I grew up watching it. So we were going to Walmart, buying Walmart gloves that had UFC on them, having our own pit fights in the back, fighting each other. We would go and train, and it was us in the backyard behind a cornfield with a tire, us having tire fights and recording it on camcorders this big instead of cell phones and before MySpace. And
you're better than us. We just fought at the fucking hill down the street, dude. I'll never forget. I will never forget. Corey, do you remember when E-Man got Corey's arm stuck behind his back and slammed him and punctured his lung, broke his ribs and punctured his lung, dude? Oh, man, taking him back, dude.
The cops pulling up to the top of the hill. Everybody scrambles.
Yeah, everybody just dips out like, oh, shit.
The valley.
That was all fights before cell phones. You go somewhere at a country club, a dirt road. I was talking to somebody about that yesterday. I can't even remember who was telling me. A dirt road in Athens, Ace. And there's every country has a certain dirt road where every kid had a problem with me. Ours was Radio Road, SO 100 in Dyersburg, Tennessee. It was where the radio tower was, our local radio station. And right where the tower was, it was the road that we cut off, the gravel road, and we go right by that radio tower, and 20 trucks parked up. You better believe it was going to be some fights there. About 5 or 6 of them. The one that was supposed to happen and the ones that happened because of that one.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, shit, before we get you out of here, man, we got to give a shout out to our sponsors. You know, Autorama is coming if you guys are here in Detroit. If you guys are from Detroit, you probably like cars, muscle cars. It's a Detroit thing, but if you are, you got to check out our sponsors. Michigan Street Unlimited. You got to check out the fleet that they got coming to the Autorama. You got 7 different cars are all going to be in the Autorama. I love the Autorama. Go down there, get me an elephant ear. Make sure you check out Michigan Street Unlimited. Tell them Knockouts and 3 Count sent you. If you got a car, you need to link up with them. It's going to get hot in Michigan. Might only be for a little while, but check you out the Telegraph Cruise with the homies from Michigan Street Unlimited. All right. Now that that's off my screen. But with that being said, dude, we've got quite a bunch coming our way, bro. But before we let you get out of here, bro, for anybody who's new to Joe Hitman 187 Elmore, what are we going to see at Knuckle Mania between you and Mr. Richman, bro?
Blood, guts, and glory, dude. I just hope they don't stop it because of a pussy ass cut. I just want to be epic. I want to fight, and I'm going to fight to the death. I'm not scared of nothing. I love that he's a dangerous, violent man. I'm not taking that away from him. I think he's scary to normal people, but I'm not normal. So just be ready to see how abnormally fucking psycho savage I am and see what I'm willing to do to fight for opportunity, because this ain't nothing but an opportunity, and I want people to see me fight, and I want them to ask why I'm not on Knuckle Mania 7, 8, 9, 10. I want them to want me on every show, and that's what I'm there to do. So come watch me and love me or fucking hate me. I don't care how you feel. Just come out there and feel something and enjoy the fights, because it's gonna be epic. And yeah, I'm dying on my shield or living on it. One of us.
You heard the man.
Can't wait to
It's
see
gonna
it.
get nasty. Knuckle Mania coming down the pike. Check them out. Joe Elmore versus Mike Richman, and you got a heavyweight title fight there in the main event. You don't want to miss it. Don't blink, or you might miss all the action. Make sure you check us out next Tuesday, as we're going to be joined by our guy James Lynch talking about Paramount Plus, going to the UFC, all those good things. And you know, we have thrown out the invitation to your opponent to rebuttal to what you got to say today. So stay tuned. If you guys are watching this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You might have more to come. Peace.
Let's go.